Hi, everyone. Hi. We're going to now set up. I'm going to enter the Metaverse. By the way, my name is Vitomir Jevremović, but you can call me Vito. It's shorter, easier to remember. I come from All.art Protocol, as you can see on my T-shirt. We also run SolSea NFT marketplace on Solana. And today, I will be hosting a panel in All.art Metaverse. And I will be speaking to other panelists that are joining me in virtual reality. What is interesting is that these guys actually have their own NFT collections. So the topic of today will be NFTs, collections in NFTs, launching your own NFT collection, and the whole panel will happen in the Metaverse. So give me a few moments to set this up.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Vito.
Hi. So the audience is the audience here? Yes. Hello.
Hello.
So, I'm very happy to welcome all the participants of the panel. We have Leo, Tomo, and Chris. They come from different collections. I presume that they can actually see you. It's quite strange for me, by the way, because my voice is like 30 seconds late. So not 30, 5 seconds. Okay, so we will start. Chris from Lux Collection. That was an interesting project. He will talk more about this. Miners of Mars collection recently launched on Solana NFT. It's very difficult for me to concentrate. Okay, let's try this. Tomo is from Miners of Mars. That's an NFT collection that was launched recently on Solana blockchain. Lux and Chris have their own metaverse. We will talk about that too. And Leo is coming from also a special collection, artistic kind of collection, Stone Heads. So guys, welcome to the panel. Audience is here, they are listening to us. So let's start with a very basic question. Introduction of the collections. Tell us a bit about your projects and what you're doing for it, what is on the roadmap. Quickly.
Okay, sure.
Chris, please.
Yeah, so thank you first of all to having us here. But in general, we launched already back in November. So we have had been around for a while, and then our second collection, which was the real estate collection, did launch in February 4th. So we have been very much deep into developing right now. Newly released an alpha for both Mac and also for PC, as well as we are working on the VR. So yeah, and what's ahead right now is that we are planning a PFP avatar collection that will be accessible in the platform, where we have hired some really great top artists that we will reveal soon. But in general, I would say like we've been working very hard on the platform trying to continually release iteration, taking feedback from the community.
Thanks. Tomo, tell us about Miners of Mars.
Yeah, Miners of Mars is collection that is hand-drawn on paper by Marvel artists, and our idea is to create a storyline that follows tokenomics and both the gaming part of the collection itself. So we, for example, have our miners that go into the mine and they dig deep into the mine, and they have different safety hazards there coming and connected to the story in the same time with the collection itself. So, for example, the miner, we have a Mars crate, we have the safety suits, and we have different kinds of safety reducing hazards that are connected to the tokenomics. But in the same time, it's story-wise, it's connected to the comic book that we are writing. So, in short, that's it.
Leo, before you start, can you lower the volume of your headset a bit?
Let me check 1 second.
Just lower it. There are 2 buttons there. I think your voice is picking up.
Yeah,
Others.
it's much better, I guess.
Okay, thank you. So, tell us a bit about Stonehenge and what you have launched recently with Hofa Gallery.
So yeah, I am an established artist from France, and I do work with different art galleries and museums, and I am into the blockchain for more than 6 years because I am in deep passion with all this new Web3 technology. The main idea of the collection is to open the art to the Web3, and we have a very new idea of rewarding the long-term holders of the collection with physical real art from established artists from different countries and places in the world. The main idea is to connect the reality and the virtuality through this NFT collection.
Thank you. So let's talk about your launches. Like, if someone wants to create or launch an NFT collection, what would you recommend them to do? Maybe Tomo, I think you had the recent launch that was very successful,
Yeah.
as well as Leo. Can you tell us a bit about your experiences? Like, what was the key element of success that you had?
I think the key element of success. Yeah, no, not sleeping, not seeing friends and family, yeah, that's the one. But I think a key for us, at least, was of course, art. Since we have the Marvel comics and stuff, we did find a gap in the whole system, so it was much easier to promote it, but still it wasn't easy. And I think Solana community really helped us a lot. It's the tightness of the community in Solana and how they approached and helped us to actually bring this to another level. That was the main, I think, part of the success.
And what about like the Discord chat? Can you tell us a bit about that? Like, how was that for you?
Yeah, well, at the beginning, I think the main point is that whoever comes into the Discord, he needs to feel welcomed. He needs to feel good about himself, and I think that's how we achieved what we achieved, and that's how we have such a vibrant community that's always active. And plus the collection also has a big part of it too, because our collection is built, so it's built like a trading game. So it's our holders are constantly talking to each other and constantly trading the NFTs, because we have the mining crews. You always need to kind of switch and back and forth, so it fits the tokenomics idea. So it's not a collection that you own, but it's more like a tradable. So it's always active and it's always something going on. And I think that's what really helped us a lot, to have an active and strong community.
Thank you. Leo, tell us about Stonehenge.
Basically,
How was the launch?
Yes, the launch has been very successful, actually. I believe because the concept is kind of new to bring art into the Solana blockchain. And also, if you want to do something in the blockchain, in the NFT world, you need to think Web3. And Web3 is all about making the connection all together. We need to be a team. On the Discord, we want to build that with the holders of the Stone Age. They are part of the Web3 ongoing movement. And the Solana community is very helpful for that because it's very friendly, it's very open-minded. And the idea is to invest in your project. You have to see the launch as the first value, but not the only value. You need to invest once again all what you will earn into the project, into the community, into the secondary market value of your collection. And it must be built with your buyers, with your holders. They are part of this long journey. And if you want to make it, you need to make them feel with you inside the movement of the collection. And basically, this is Web3. This is not only a technological aspect of Web3, it's also concept of society where you invest everybody to the same movement. And that's why I want to put art in the Solana blockchain, because this is all about art and this is all about Web3.
Thanks. I agree. Definitely actually in the Web3, what we have experienced also in the last 6 to 8 months, also on Solana, is that the community aspect is maybe the most important aspect. Like definitely. In the Web2, you would do a classical marketing, you would do like promotions, maybe paid promotions, things like that. These things don't work in Web3. You need to have this kind of a direct conversation with your audience and see what they need, what they ask you to do, and then to follow up with what actually is needed by the community.
Exactly.
So Chris, tell us a bit about the future of NFTs in the Metaverse. How do you see it? How was your launch? Where do you see your project going forward?
Yeah, so just to refer to our latest launch we had in February, we were super successful. I think we sold out within the first 15 minutes, even if it was on congestion problem. And we had a really big backing from the community. And I think like also in general for people that are looking in to start an NFT project or want to be like successful in the market, I think something is really important is that you have a clear vision as well as you feel you can stand 100% behind your NFTs, but also that you are attending different events like this, for example, and also EMA is something in general I found like really great, because when you can talk directly to people and like spread your vision, then you can really build a great solid foundation of a community.
And where do you see the Metaverse space going forward?
I mean, I see so many interesting things like going forward, and even now that we are really early in the VR cycle, I've been working with VR even since the first first Vive did hit the scene back in 2016, and just by these few years I've been in it, not only the hardware but also the technology. But I think definitely this is the right track, because what we get in Metaverse compared to normal sort of game experience, especially here on Web3, is that this social interaction is what we will carry, especially VR, I think. Because with some test event we have had so far, we had Vuki, for example, a DJ a few weeks back. We really was managing to gather the community and have like a nice event. And I think event like this, for example, that you have arranged here is the right way to go, and it sort of build upon the community, and especially here in Solana network, where we have very strong other community. It's like a natural next step to like bring people together, especially now when we are so we are very spread as well. It's just amazing to me that we can have this event we have right now, for example, even that we are in some different parts of the world.
Do you think that NFTs will play a crucial in the future of the metaverses? Because of this problem, like, okay, we all wear Oculus headsets, which is a Meta product. I mean, like the company of Facebook that was renamed to Meta do you think that they will be the gatekeepers of the future, or we're going to have a kind of an open metaverse model and utilizing NFT technology as much as we can?
I think definitely so. I don't think it will be one that have just one solid platform. I think people want to do different experience. They want to belong to different communities. But something that's really talking forward for the VR technology is just that case, for example, that Meta or Facebook did rename themselves, and they are pushing a lot for this technology. And I just have seen some brief reviews of the new Oculus, for example, which will contain, like, for example, leg tracking. So next year, when we are here, maybe we will even have like very accurate leg settings, and just how they push the hardware forward is just going to benefit overall, I think.
No, I can totally agree with the benefits of these companies, because without them, we would not be here now in like in this crazy environment.
No. But to get back to your question there, like how I can talk from my perspective, like, because I am talking to a lot of different metaverse projects, because we are one of them, like for example Yaku or Portal or other that are also in this space. And I mean, I think a common thing that we talk about, how can it benefit, and how can we, for example, move something that the majority of them have developed right now is just that you are able to move your avatar, for example, between the different. That I see is a clear first step, that you can utilize the NFTs in other areas and in other metaverse.
Yeah, three more. Tomo, what about Miners of Mars coming to Metaverse? Do you think that this is a possibility of the future?
Well, yes, I have a little bit different opinion. I think the what we call it, Marsverse or Metaverse, this is a good example. Like I think that what we think of the Metaverse is actually the future of Metaverse will be combination of the real life and Metaverse. They kind of will like intervene with each other and like create like some kind of fabric that we all gonna walk with. And I think that this is more like future, like this event, like when we have both reality and metaverse in the same time. But we will see probably more of those, even when it comes to NFT projects. For Mars, we do have lots of ideas, of course, and when it comes to mining and everything. But for us, as I said, we are all about tokenomics and all about the gaming system and trading. That's our main goal.
And so you think that the storytelling experience is actually something that can engage people to stay involved in NFT projects? It really doesn't matter whether it's in a metaverse or a mobile phone or a computer. In the NFT space, you believe that the storyline is actually what makes them excited?
Yeah, well, you kind of follow the past, in the past, the story and storytelling has been everything to us, everything from movies, from everything. So I think the storytelling is the future as it was in the past and present. It's always going to be with us, and if we can connect all that together, I think that's going to, make something really interesting and, bring value to an experience to the holder.
Cool. Leo, can we talk about the mix of NFTs and art? Like how that functions? Because the NFT sector, when it started, it was all about one-on-one art, like single piece of art minted as an NFT. Now we move from there into these, huge collections, like 7,000 pieces as Tomos and, like 10,000 pieces. So how that happened?
Actually, it's very close. Just to go back to the last question about the metaverse, I believe the metaverse will be a good place for art, actually. I am in discussion with museums in France and so on. They are very interested in exhibiting in the metaverse because sculptures, for example, when you look at the sculptures on the internet, you don't see the size, you don't have the feeling of seeing the piece by itself in a real space. And that's the most important in art. It's that when you go to a museum, it's an experience of a space. And you will be able to do that in the metaverse, and a lot of museums and art places will have their exact same place in the metaverse. And I will work on that as well through my own collection and through my work of art as well. To go back to your question, when I work as an artist, as an NFT artist, I work mostly on one exclusive piece that I link to some of my physical pieces. It's like phygital, between physical and digital piece at the same time. You can have the NFT, and you can also receive the real sculpture, the real marble 1-1 sculptures at the same time. It makes a link in between the reality and the virtuality, phygital piece. In this collection, it's a bit different, but it's the same idea. The more you hold, the more physical reward you can get over time. If you are a strong hand and you keep it for years, you will receive months after months physical art. And if you are a big time holder of many, many pieces, you can receive like sculptures and fine art prints and things like that. We want to make a connection in between the virtual value and the real value of art. It's a little bit like doing stacking, but stacking of real digital art going onto physical art rewards.
More virtual things that they own or real things that they own, maybe in about 5 to 10 years time. Will my watch that exists in real life be more valuable for me than my virtual watch that exists on my avatar that I don't have right now, by the way?
I believe that year after year, the virtuality will become much more valuable. Because the young generation, they prefer to own virtual assets than real assets. So slowly but surely, the digital art will become more and more valuable. But it's also connected. I don't believe reality will disappear. We will still need to have real connection with art. But I believe that digital art will be a very important market in the next few, like 4 or 5 years. It will become as big as the art market right now. Because it's very interesting. You can create so many things as an artist. You can imagine like an NFT that will evolve over time, or can maybe change in 2 or 3 years. If you go to this exhibition, the NFT will change to something new. It's more like a quest. You have to see digital art as a quest and not only as an object, as a physical object. And I want to make the bridge in between the physical object, the digital idea of art.
Thanks. Chris is down.
No, I'm here.
Chris, are you okay? Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So I have a question for you. Sorry, I didn't lock my position in space. So I moved.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, I lock it now. Okay. So, as Leo was mentioning something about value of art in the future and our position in the metaverse where we will spend time there, I'm interested to learn from you, like, what do you think? Like, will people spend more time in the metaverse in the future or in real life? Like, what is your view on the situation that we are stealing people from real life experiences and moving them to these virtual experiences? Is this good?
I think, like, to some extent, it already have been proven that it is fundamental. Like, I mean, just to go back in history, like, take example like Second Life or World of Warcraft that did peak almost at 20 million people. I think that to some extent it proved that people won't have an easy, reliable set where they can do experience. And I mean, it is sort of really awesome because I think that especially during the pandemic we did come out really did prove that people value digital assets in a whole other way. And something that is with digital at least is that it doesn't have any boundary who is interested in that piece or in that collection. So I think you can already see it proven that digital asset is valuable, especially like just by taking a look at the NFT market, because the values come from the person that value it, you know, and if they get like joy and happiness and also an experience out of it, I mean, it's up to the person to decide. But yeah, I definitely believe that digital assets can be valuable.
And how are we gonna choose in what metaverse we're gonna spend our time in? Like, are we gonna go to Lux, or are we gonna go to Facebook Meta's metaverse, or I don't know, some other metaverse that exists, Yuga Labs metaverse? Like, where are we gonna spend our time? How?
I think it comes down to, I think, for example, we have a lot of things that difference from other metaverse, and for example, your platform, for example, you have a niche in art, which I think is really great. And I think like it doesn't necessarily need to be that it's one platform. I think people will go between different platforms and also utilize the NFTs they have, and all this type of collaboration we can do as like project owner of a metaverse is that trying to combine it. And I think we will see more and more example of this, how we can bring not only assets, your avatar, and different thing between. And I think it will be a niche for because I don't think it will be one that rule them all. I think everyone will have this sort of niches, and people want to have different experience and meet different people. So I think more that we go into the future, it will be more and more seamless to go between the different because I see it as experience, you know.
So you say that we'll be living virtual identities basically, and then with our virtual identities that we own as the NFTs, we will jump from one metaverse to another metaverse, having different types of experiences.
Yeah, I truly believe so, and something that Web3 have really opening up, and just a blockchain, and that you can actually, instead of being a closed network like, for example, Steam or Blizzard, where all your assets basically you have collected is locked there, by collaborating with other metaverse projects and by providing them the hash list of the NFT collection, they can actually you can create together different things that can be valued from the asset you own. So that's what makes it really exciting, and I think it will be a lot of different metaverses with different sort of niches and specialties that people want to experience.
Yeah, thanks. Tomo, now the question that we raised about virtual identities. Your collection has a very specific art pieces that is everything okay? Okay, so can you tell us a bit about this transformation of identity? Are your collectors basically taking your art and placing them as PFPs and being proud of being a miner from Mars? Is it something that you want to kind of develop further in the future?
Yeah, we actually, since our collection is hand-drawn on paper, we also have in our roadmap that we're gonna do a vector version of all the traits, and then regenerate whole the collection and then launch it on Ethereum. So it's also connected to the story. So the actual PFP part of our collection will be sitting on Ethereum blockchain, because we have those are minor clones that are found from the our current Solana collection are the actual cards that are lost. So a bit complicated story, but it's really simple. You know, the cards were found, the Earth is destroyed, the Martian miners are only ones that are left. So these alien species, these semi-gods, found these cards and they created the clones in incubators, and they're gonna be sitting on the as a PFP version on the Ethereum blockchain. But from that point, yeah, we have lots of plans for the PFPs in future, and with the women of Mars coming too. So we're gonna have a clones of women. They're not gonna live on Mars. They're gonna live on some different planets. So that's why they're on Ethereum. So yeah, we have the big plans for the actual PFPs. Yeah.
Cool. So Leo, that's an interesting thing that Tomo said just now, is like Solana, Ethereum. So we have a Solana blockchain. It has its kind of big things like the speed, like the cost of transactions, which is really low. So it makes an entrance for the new users much easier. But can you tell us also, do you have a view about what is the difference between launching a collection on Ethereum and launching a collection on Solana? Because the Ethereum is more like considered, I think, in the art space as the more premium chain. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, actually, I chose Solana because I believe in Solana for long. I do follow the Solana blockchain for more than a year and a half, and I do hold Solana for years. I believe in this blockchain because of the proof it uses, actually, and without the gas fee, because I believe art must not be, at the beginning, I guess, must not be something too expensive. And that's my first criticize on the Ethereum blockchain, is that because of the gas fee, if you want to do an Ethereum collections, you need to have a starting price very high. And that wasn't the goal for this collection. The goal was to give access to art. Need to spread the cultures. You know, Web3, it's a market, but it's also a concept of society. You want to share value of knowledge and art, and that's the basement of the Web3. So I wanted to do it on Solana to have an accessible floor price at the beginning, and then make value over time by rewards and burning NFT to get physical pieces. That's in the roadmap as well. We will make scarcity over time, the system of burns that will reward physical pieces if you burn some of the Stone Age NFTs. But then, yes, we want to expand. We have an idea of a short collection of Stone Age on the Ethereum blockchain, maybe another one on Solana in October. We have a huge growing community around. Museum is coming to the place as well. Very strong holders, because actually, because there are some high value artists in this collection. There is some very strong holders of 1.1 NFT, a lot of Stone Age at the same time, and want to make these strong holders very important as real partners of this long-term journey. So yeah, that's the idea, is to expand, but not too quickly. We want to build value. We want to make a good partnership with the Discord and all the holders of the Stone Age, and then we will move forward slowly but surely. But I believe this art market in the Web3 and Metaverse will be very, very strong over time.
Do you think that the art market in the Metaverse will be bigger than the traditional art market?
I believe it's connected. It won't take 6 months. We are here for the long term. No, we have seen too many projects with a short roadmap without any long-term vision, and that's the main things we have to build in the Web3 now. Long-term ideas. Taking a 10K collection, it's not something about short term. You need to believe in your idea of building something strong in the long term. And when you work as an artist, you know what it means to do long-term things. Because when I start a marble sculptures in my art studio, it takes few months to achieve. And then I have to go in an art galleries and wait for the exhibition and sell it and bring it to the museum and everything. I do have these both aspects in my art. I know the value of time. And if you want to be part of a long-term journey, you also have, as a holder, to be a bit patient, to look at the roadmap, go step by step. It's going to be huge, the Web3, Metaverse, everything. But most of the people want to have short-term results. And
like, can we have something tomorrow?
Yes, exactly. And short-term result, most of the time, doesn't happen this way, or it falls down very quickly afterward. If you want to build long-term value, you need to take it step by step, slowly. That's exactly what we do as an art collection.
Thanks. Chris,
yeah.
We just touched the topic, and I think this is an important topic. like, what about multi-chain world? How the metaverse will fit inside of these multi-chain worlds? Is it going to be a metaverse for Ethereum, a metaverse for Solana, a metaverse for Luna, Terra? No, doesn't exist anymore.
Not
The public knows. I mean,
for
audience, do you know
Yeah,
that
it's
Terra is
horrible.
finished?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like, are we gonna have like these different types of metaverses for each blockchain, or is it gonna be one metaverse for all the chains? Every metaverse for all the chains?
Yeah, so as for now, and exactly like Leo, I've been a holder and a fan long time of Solana, and just because of these reasons of the proof of history, but also the transactions fee and so forth. And when I started out my project, I saw it as the only valuable option because of in the end, like how our vision is established is that we really want to be able to have transactions and also be able to exchange value and have an economy inside what we are building. So then Solana was the clear answer to that. But on the other hand, I see it as healthy for a project also as well to be able to spread and reach out to more people. Because something I think, because the latest month, the Solana have been facing some issue with congestion. And also, I don't think it, because when we started out, it was more clear that probably a lot of people will join over time, but it's sort of stagnated. And I think as a project and to like see the growth of it and also reaching out to new audience, I think you can actually have a platform where you have different areas as well as you have a different audience from different blockchain where you can have some beneficial, like for example this avatar collection we are working really hard on right now. As we look out right now, I think that will be on the Ethereum chain. But we will still have the fundamental economy and the engine will be built on Solana as well as the NFTs we have right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I gotta push in the shoulder here only.
So if we talk about NFTs of the future, Tomo, do you think the current NFT technology that kind of we utilize every day today is enough to bring the value for your future drops or your future mechanics that you want to implement into your systems? Do we need more tech? Do we need more tools to be able to deliver to the audience everything that they actually need?
Yeah, I believe it's also like there's a psychological factor here. There's we need to like go a little bit back in the past and see how the NFTs became so popular, and we can connect them definitely as Chris said to pandemic, and we're all locked down, we're all scared, some of them less, more, and we needed to escape. And I think the explosion of NFT communities happened just in time when people needed it. And it's like it's almost like we group into these positive groups. What used to be a church or something, but it could be said that NFT community is like a modern Web3 church, because we all come and we all speak positive and we're looking for the escape from whatever is going around us, all the bad stuff there is. That's why all the NFT communities keep pushing the positive, because it is certain type of escape. And more people, you know, going need this escape, the more technology will be following that. So it's all about demand, you know, the more people get into it, the more technology and money will be poured into it, and then faster we'll go. And that's what we said. We've seen with the pandemic kind of pushing a little bit everything faster than that's where we are right now. We are actually one step forward, and that's why everything in NFT is so faster than in real life, you know, because we did that to ourselves, you know.
No, I can totally correlate with you on this, because no sleep is a real kind of issue, I think, currently in the NFT space, because we spend too much time, and I must say to the audience also, like the family is suffering, and we need to find this balance between, you know, like working with the latest and most interesting technologies and moving this far forward and advancing the technology and leading a normal life. I think this is also important because of our friends and families, and like they suffer, and you don't know this because I mean we've been talking about it, right? And I think that this balance is also very important to have. Oh, did Tomo disappear for you too?
Yeah.
Maybe Tomo ran out of battery.
Could I add just one thing there on what Tom said? Sorry, but also that's something that we can see, like this horrible example that happened to Luna right now, is that I think it's also valuable for the project as well to have some a larger audience and also have some, because I wonder how the NFTs projects feel there today. Yeah.
So, Leo, we have a couple of more minutes before we do a kind of a closing words. I would like to ask you, like, do you think that we should, I mean, anybody that is looking now to launch an NFT collection should focus on these, like, you know, a couple of thousands of pieces, hundreds of pieces, for example, or should focus on the one-on-one art? Like, what do you think is the best time versus value that could be now like captured from the NFT communities?
This is two different market, completely different market. If you go for the one-one, the value of your NFT must be the creation. It means you must have this kind of artist value that you put in, because the one-one NFT isn't going to build a community. It's an art value by itself, like a unique piece, very rare. So you need to focus on your art aspect and show to the world that you are an artist if you want to go into this one-one NFT. If you want to launch a collection, the main value is not the visual or the art. The main value is the project, the main project you're going to build over time. It's a completely different market, and it doesn't touch the same holders. It can be connected, but not all the time. I would like to go back to this very interesting question about the evolution of NFT. I believe the next step for the NFT will be much more based on the code and the smart contract. We need evolutive NFT, things that will change over time and give more and more possibilities, because like, this is amazing to be able to make a code, a specific smart contract and code. And I believe the art project, the one-one and the collection must think about the code. What new will you add into your project? And that's the deep idea of what is the Web3, and also what is owning an NFT. You must feel that you own something valuable. If it's only the visual and you just throw it this way, like nowhere on the blockchain, it's not going to last long. You need to build something new and to make this feeling of valuation. And I will do it short, but when you buy something in real life, a car, clothing, anything, it uses over time, it's going to fade away. It was good 30 years ago, 40 years ago, the golden age of the industrial era. But now we are going into the golden age of the digital era. And I believe the value of a good smart contract over time, good NFT, is much more interesting than real material things, because it's going to last longer. And that's the main idea of an NFT, to look at the long-term value of it, not the short-term value.
And you think that we will be able to identify with our bodies that, and then our virtual avatars?
I believe the more the metaverse will grow, the more the NFT value, the global market of the NFT value will grow, because you will have much more utilities and uses in real situation of the metaverse. Right now, the main market of the NFT is the art market, because it's the only market that has this kind of real visible value of being an art piece. Because the metaverse it's something new with very few people using NFT into the metaverse. But the more and more the metaverse will grow, the more the global market of the NFT and the uses of this NFT will grow as well.
Thank you. So, Chris, let me check the time. We have like a minute left. Can you give us your closing thoughts on the topic of merger of NFTs and the metaverse?
Yeah,
What we can expect?
yeah, absolutely, and I agree also with Leo as well. Like it's rather interesting just how the new opportunities opening up with the metaverse and also as well with digital assets. It will look as good in 30 years as it does right now, and also it open up so much opportunity like that we can from here evolve from this only this PNG file that we can build different utilities, not only how you use it, but also how it can evolve over time. I mean, I'm looking very bright on the future, and I'm so happy to be a part of it right now.
Thank you. Leo, tell us something nice about the picture.
Thank you. So once again, I would like to thank you, and thanks to everybody here to make the blockchain and the metaverse alive. It's because of the viewers and all the interested people will build it over time. What I would like to say is that Web3, the concept of altruism, we need to think all together. It's not only doing business in the metaverse or digital assets, it's also a concept of society. We are at the edge of something new. The old world is fading, is falling down, is fading away. We need to build this trust. We need to build this long-term vision. And I believe the metaverse, the digital art, the NFT can be an answer to many challenge of the society now.
Thank you, Leo. I'm gonna now shake your hands, virtual hands. Yes, hello, hello, nice. I will go here. I know there's the edge of the stage. I'll just touch.
Thank you so
Hey!
much, and great arranged. And thank you everybody for listening.
Thanks, Chris.
And tuning in.
Thanks for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
See you
Thank
soon again in virtual reality.
Thank you.
For sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Konačno čujem svoj glas normalno. Znači ovaj delay od 5 sekundi je toliko strašan da Šta? English, yes, sorry. Yes. Thank you everyone for being here, listening to the panel. This delay of 5 seconds or a couple of seconds is very annoying when you're leading the panel because I tell something and then I hear myself back. So I hope you enjoyed the panel. Maybe there are some questions from the audience right now. Maybe, I don't know, we are off the time, but I saw that the last panel had some questions. So maybe we can take some questions now. No questions. Okay, there is a question. Okay. Ne, dolazi mikrofon.
Sorry, I'm a bit annoying with the questions. Yeah, I was wondering because there is this, for me as someone who was artist for 20 years, there is a kind of prisoner paradigm here in the NFT world. So Leo was speaking about the value coming through the years, and this for me doesn't differentiate from the value that in 19th century artists had after he is becoming dead eventually. So I was just wondering for, like, let's say fine arts or let's say classically seen arts, how can NFT actually be really profitable? Because the gas fees are, as we already talked about that, becoming really impossible on Ethereum. So I was just
Switch to Solana. No,
yeah,
really?
yeah, but I need if you can go a little bit deeper. So for fine arts and classical arts, is there tomorrow that is a little bit closer than tomorrow after the death?
No, I think that for traditional art, or just a way of thinking that the traditional art has, I think that the value is actually created in your communities. And when I say communities in traditional art, that means collectors, right? So you need to, in the old world, like the gallerist was the one that was creating a value out of artists. He was the one that is kind of promoting the artist. He knew the collectors. He was creating a story around the artist and its work. Today, it's a kind of an interesting, switch, because now the artist is creating his own stories. He's the one that is, or she's the one that is going around the world in these, Discord chats or Twitters, creating his own presence in the digital arena. So I think but I'm not saying that there is no place for a gallerist or someone who will be an agent for, like an artist. Maybe he's not very socially, skilled. He doesn't know how to take conversations into the digital arena. He doesn't want to. He just wants to sit at home and in his atelier and create, paint or 3D model or do whatever. So sometimes these people will come in, the experts in the digital communication, and take the role of promoting the artist, while some of the artists will be able to create their own communities and be their own agents, let's say. So I think that the value capture is inside of communities that are following the artist. So as you can sustain the attention of the communities or of the collectors, you will then create this kind of a long-term value for them. And this idea that the value capture today will be bigger in the future for these collectors, because your career will develop, you will develop, and you will grow your audience more and more over the years. It's a very difficult thing. It's not an easy thing. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we are 5 minutes off the time. Thank you again very much for being here. Thank you.